right through breakfast.
Well, I'm not sure I want to wake up for that either.
Why don't you tell me again what happened last night?
I can't believe it. Felicia didn't even know who Mac was.
She woke up for a few minutes and drifted right back to sleep.
Well, keep talking. I'd like to wake her up right now.
Maybe Sean could have. I mean, you know, she felt so close to you, honey. Maybe.
Maybe, honey, maybe.
Felicia, wake up, honey. Wake up. We want to talk to you.
Hi, Princess.
Princess? I remember you from last night. Just gonna introduce me. More tea, Lila. Yes, please, dear.
I'll do it, Monica.
Oh,
It's all right.
Thank you. Well, is AJ up yet?
He already left.
Where did you go so early?
Is AJ planning on coming to the hearing today? We didn't discuss it, Father.
Well, I hope so. Today we get to present our side of the case.
Thank goodness.
Yes.
Nikki and her lawyer are going to get a taste of the truth.
Come on, there must be something else we can talk about here. Wonder how the Red Sox did yesterday.
Jason.
Oh, congratulations, Mother. You made the papers.
Hold on. All right, just a minute. What are you doing here so early?
I want to talk to you.
You kind of caught me at a bad time. I have to get ready for the hearing. What are you so upset about?
Upset? Do I look upset to you? Upset does not begin to describe what I'm feeling, Nikki. I had to hear about this in court. Why didn't you tell me that my mother had an affair with your father? Huh?
AJ, I'm sorry, but...
But what, you didn't trust me enough to confide in me? Is that it?
No, that's not it.
Well, maybe it's just because this, friendship we have is a joke to you.
How can you say that?
Easy. Friends don't hold back important things from friends. Why couldn't you tell me? Why couldn't you give me some kind of warning before this came out?
I'm sorry. I didn't know what to do. I mean, the facts are the facts. They're not going to change. I was afraid of what it would do to you if I told you.
That's it? That's your excuse? You were trying to protect me?
I
Oh,
was.
that's so damn lame, Nikki!
Well, maybe I was wrong. I thought it was the right thing at the time. Maybe I should have told you. I just didn't think. I was so...
What was going through your mind?
Please, don't be mad at me, AJ. I thought that keeping this from you was for your own good. I didn't want you to feel the pain I was feeling.
Well, I do. Damn it. You had to know that this was going to come up in a hearing, Nikki.
I didn't mean to make the wrong decision, okay? All I knew was that when I found out about my father and your mother, it hurt me so much. And I thought that you would feel the same way. I'm sorry.
Look. You don't have to protect me. I've gone through worse things with my family.
AJ, I'm so sorry I upset you.
Look, no more holding back, okay? I don't need your protection, and I don't want it, Nikki. You understand?
I have to get ready for court.
Okay. school, remember?
I'll walk out with you. Jason, listen to me. I never meant to have an affair made public. I didn't want you to have to deal
Mom,
with it.
please! Will you stop? I wish you would stop treating me like a child. You know, I'm sure that's why you didn't tell me the truth in the first place, and I really don't appreciate it.
Jason,
I'm
please
late,
listen.
okay?
Jason. He's furious with me. I should have told him about this before.
Monica, you did the very best you could with the decision. You couldn't have possibly predicted his reaction.
No, I should have given this a lot more thought.
He's also reacting to the way in which the press is treating the situation.
He'll come around.
I don't know how I got here, and I don't know my name.
Well, your name is Felicia Jones.
I'm Bobby Jones. I'm Tony's wife. And I'm a nurse here, and I found you outside our brownstone 4 days ago.
Find me?
Yeah? You were unconscious on our doorstep.
And it was raining. Do you remember how you arrived at our house?
No.
What's the last thing you remember?
Waking up last night and seeing his face.
And before that?
I don't remember anything. How could that be? How could I not remember anything?
Maybe we all can help you. You know, you do have a past.
Yeah, we've known you for years. Felicia, you're a part of our lives. To begin with, you're married to my brother Frisco, so Bobby and I are your in-laws.
I'm married?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, you married Frisco twice.
Once wasn't enough?
Felicia, I'm Sean Donnelly. Actually, I gave you away at both your weddings to Frisco, and I'm not your father or anything, but I've always thought of you as a daughter.
Delighted to meet you, Mr. Donnelly.
Sean. And this is my wife, Tiffany Hill Donnelly.
Tiffany?
Yeah, we were really good friends. In fact, you had your second wedding to Frisco at our house. You looked so beautiful that day.
Oh, thank you.
Is anything or anyone familiar?
No, it's all very weird. Let's see, Bobby Jones, Tony Jones, Sean Donnelly, Tiffany Hill, but I didn't quite get your name.
Mac. Scorpio.
I don't know my birth sign yet.
That's my name.
Well, what's with the accent?
It's Australian.
I like it. I think it's cute.
I'm glad.
Here's a name for you. Max. Do you remember Max?
Is that my dog? Was it a brother or something? What? What? You tell me, you're the doctor. I don't know.
Felicia, I don't know what's wrong with you. But if you give me a little time, I'm going to find some answers, okay? You're going to be all right. Are you hungry?
Yeah. Sure.
Good. That's a good sign. Well, we'll leave you alone while you eat your breakfast.
See you later. Bye-bye.
She just doesn't seem to know anybody. Us? Or Frisco? Or Max?
Yeah, I don't want to tell her about Max just yet because I don't want her to be more upset than she is.
All right, well, I'll tell the staff not to say anything till further notice.
Okay.
Yeah, something happened outside the brownstone that caused us amnesia.
What makes you think that?
Well, if it would have happened before, she would have never gotten to the brownstone, right?
That makes sense.
Well, now we just got to find out what happened.
Well, it's easier to find out what didn't happen. She doesn't have a concussion. She has no bruises.
And there's no signs outside of the brownstone.
Yeah, but, honey, it's getting late. I gotta get over to the courthouse.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. I'll talk to you later.
Yes, we'll call me.
Okay,
Okay, bye.
see you, Matt.
All right, guys. If it's okay, I'd like to go in and talk to her for a while. I mean, I might get lucky. She might say something that'll tell us what happened.
Okay, I think it's a good idea.
Right.
I'm going to go back to headquarters and do a little checking and see if something happened in the neighborhood that night that's relevant. I'll see you two later.
All right. See you, Sean.
Listen, why don't you leave me a message if you find out anything, okay?
All right, Steve.
Right.
How's your breakfast?
I know one thing. I'm not a picky eater.
Got a lot of questions to ask you. I'm sure you have a few of your own.
Are you my brother?
No, just a friend.
Boy, it makes me feel helpless. If I could just touch him or hold him, I could make him feel better.
We could let him know that we're here.
How?
I prefer to think that he knows we're here.
If I could just touch him.
You know, Simone said it wouldn't be a good idea, Tracy.
I don't understand. How can a mother's touch not be good for a baby? I don't get it. I don't
I
get
don't
it.
understand it either. I do know that she knows what she's doing, and she's got a lot of experience with this sort of thing, all right?
I just wish I could hold him.
Yeah, me too.
Simone, I just want to hold him.
I know. I wish you could hold him, too. I know it's hard, but try to be patient. It's best for the baby.
Why is he moving like that?
Well, he's a little agitated.
If I could hold him, I could calm him down.
I'm sorry, but, you know, it's just impossible at this point. Just trust me on it. He'd be more agitated than calmed. And, his breathing needs to be more rhythmic before you can hold him.
You started him on antibiotics 24 hours ago.
Yeah, you
Are they
said
working?
you'd know by now.
Yeah. Well, look, I know this has got to be tough for you. But try to be patient a while longer for us. We're doing everything possible to help your baby through this crisis.
Okay.
Thank you, Simone.
Dr. Tom Harding, please go to the 8 corner station. Dr. Tom Harding to the 8 floor, please. Tom, please contact the 5th quarters.
Hi, Meg. You had me page?
Yes, the man over there wants to talk to you.
Who is he?
He's safe.
Well, I hope he's not selling anything, because if he is, I'm not buying. Would you take care of this for me, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem.
Dr. John Lewis, report radio.
Hi, I'm Dr. Hardy. What can I do for you?
Dr. Tom Harding?
Yeah.
This is for you.
Oh, wait a minute. What is this?
A subpoena.
A subpoena? Hereby ordered to turn over psychiatric Monica Quarterman. What the hell is this? Those records are privileged information.
Hey, I got nothing to do with it. Tell it to the judge.
Tom, he nailed you too.
Wait a minute, Amy. You were subpoenaed?
Yeah, Nikki's attorney wants me on the stand for something. I don't know what. I guess because I was one of David Langton's nurses. I don't know, but I'm really nervous about it.
Damn it.
Do you know what they want you for?
Yeah, they want some psychiatric records, which is privileged information as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I don't have a clue what they want.
Amy, just tell them the truth, okay? Don't embellish. Don't volunteer anything.
Thanks. What are you going to do?
I'm going to do my damnedest to fight the request for my records. That's what I'm going to do.
In closing, Your Honor, we've all heard a lot of bold statements by plaintiff on the opening day of this hearing, but we have yet to deal with the real issue. That is because plaintiff has been clouding it with extraneous arguments and allegations.
You can say that again.
Whether or not Dr. Monica Quartermain did have an affair with David Langton more than 20 years ago is not the issue in this case. At issue is, can Monica Quartermain be held responsible for David Langton's death? Your Honor, defense will prove that neither Monica Quartermain, Nurse Bobby Jones, Dr. Eric Simpson, nor anyone else on the staff of General Hospital was responsible for David Langton's death. Thank you.
Is plaintiff ready to present his case?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed with your first witness.
I would like to call to the stand Dr. Eric Simpson.
Simpson worries me. I know what you mean. He's a loaded gun right now.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
asked you to help me at the club, and which you did. I mean, you know, I couldn't have opened the Outback in the first place if you hadn't been around.
If you say so. What kind of things am I good at?
Organization. Keeping the books. I mean, that was your specialty.
Bookkeeping? Oh, pooh. What a bore.
Well, maybe it'll come back to you.
I certainly hope not. Oh, I remember one thing.
And what's that?
I like to eat.
Well, then let's do something about that. Order lunch. Check with the nurse, make sure you can have your lunch. Do you remember what you like to eat for lunch?
No, I don't remember, but if it's anything like breakfast, I'm not even remotely interested. Let's order in.
What do you want? You name it.
What do I like? Spicy things?
As I recall, you'd like pizza. Pizza freak. I mean, any time of day or night.
Really? Good, let's do it. Who would I call?
Why don't you let me make the phone call? I think it might be a while before you remember who to call.
Here are your vitamins, Mrs. Hornsby. Oh, and by the way, have you decided a name for the baby?
We're going to hold off on that for a while.
Oh, well, I wasn't trying to pry or anything, but the baby's name is a routine question when an OB patient is discharged.
What is she talking about?
Oh, Dr. Wiley gave discharge approval while you're visiting the baby.
That's ridiculous.
We should find out.
You can't discharge me without my baby. I'm not leaving here without him.
We'll find out why he gave the...
I don't give a damn. I'm not leaving this hospital without my baby. You can't tell me when to leave.
Excuse me, what is the problem?
I want to see Steve Hardy right away.
She's upset, Simone, because she's being discharged without our son.
Doesn't anybody get it? My son needs me now. Even you said that.
And you're right, Teresa. You're absolutely correct. Your child does need to hear your voice. But it's important that you realize that he's getting the very best care here, and you really don't need to be here all day and all night. I mean, as part of the hospital board, surely you know that we are short of rooms, and we can't afford to have anyone stay here if they don't really need medical attention. And besides, you need to get more rest. You'll get more rest there, and you'll gain your strength back much faster at home. And you're going to need all the strength you can get for that little fella.
I'm not leaving here without my baby.
Tracy, just because you're being discharged doesn't mean that you and Paul can't visit the baby.
Anytime I want? Before I leave?
Absolutely.
Dr. Simpson, tell us about the cardiac surgery that happened on January 13th.
It was unexpected. There was an emergency surgery due to a plane crash. We didn't have IDs or medical history on any of the crash victims. And we did everything we could do.
Okay, Simpson, tell me what you know about our John Doe.
There's not much to tell you. He's got a crit of 32.
And, of course, we have no history. We don't know about allergies. Stay alert, everybody. This is going to be dangerous and delicate.
Please describe what happened during the critical point in the surgery.
Everything was going all right. Dr. Quartermain was doing fine. And then...
I can't see. There's so much blood all over the field. Come here. Come on, Simpson. I don't want to lose him.
I know that.
Get him back on bypass. Fast.
Is it not true, Dr. Simpson, that when you were closing for Monica Quartermain after the actual surgery, you turned to Nurse Bobby Jones, and I quote you, you said, "What happened to Dr. Quartermain back there?"
Objection. Leading the witness.
Overruled. Witness will answer the question.
Yeah, I said that.
Why? What made you think something happened to Monica Quartermain during the surgery?
Objection. Witness is being asked to speculate.
Your Honor, I'm just asking the witness to explain in his own words.
Answer the question, Doctor.
It seemed at the time that Dr. Quartermain was unsettled when she left the room.
Doctor, have you ever found yourself in any emergency circumstances or any other circumstances where you were treating a patient that was an ex-lover, past or present? Would you tell your colleagues about the relationship?
Yes,
When would you do that?
as soon as I found out.
So when you were working on the David Langdon case with Monica Quartermain, did you know that they were ex-lovers?
No, I didn't.
So when did you first learn about the relationship between David Langdon and Monica Quartermain?
Last week.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Stockton? No questions at this time, Your Honor, but defense reserves the right to recall the witness.
How am I doing?
Oh, I think you'll survive. Let me take this for a minute. Okay, you want me to put your purse in the closet for you?
That's all right. I'll take it. I'll take it.
Thanks for bringing it back for me.
Oh, no problem. They liked it up when they brought you into emergency. I'm going to go ahead and clean those trays up for you. Since when did they start serving pizza in here?
Well, she's not on a restricted diet, is she?
I guess a little pizza wouldn't hurt anyone.
So when do I get to leave this place? I'd really like to go.
Not today, that's for sure. Dr. Jones ordered x-rays again. But an orderly's going to be here pretty soon to take you down to radiology.
Oh, owie, ow.
Not going to be that bad.
What are you doing in my purse?
I'm looking for clues. You don't mind, do you?
Yes, I do mind. There could be something very, very, very private in here.
Well, why don't we look through it together, then, if it's so private? How about that?
Okay.
No wonder you're in the hospital carrying this around with you all day.
I'm in the hospital for amnesia, not for back trouble.
Well, maybe you swung it over your shoulder and hit you in the head or something. Does any of this stuff look familiar?
No. Ooh, what a horrible color. Certainly not my lipstick.
Why not?
Not enough zing.
Zing?
Zing.
Hey, here's your Social Security card. It's got your name on it. Now, does that look familiar?
No. Are there any pictures in there?
No. Just a lot of credit cards with your name on it.
Not a luck that this did me.
Look at all this stuff. Wait a minute.
Come on.
Airplane tickets.
Oh, and what does that tell us?
It tells us that you knew who you were when you purchased these tickets. Your name is on here. And you must have been at home. You got on the plane. And you had to know where you were going to get to the brownstone. So whatever happened after you got to the brownstone.
Go on.
Maybe a cab driver. Cab driver took you from the airport to the brownstone. Well, maybe he knows what happened. I got to find that cab driver.
Mac. Thanks. You really are my friend, aren't you?
Tracy?
Oh.
Yes, Mother, it's me. Oh, Tracy, dear, you're home. Come along, darling. Come and sit down by me. Oh, it's so good to have you home. Where's Paul?
Putting the car in the garage.
He called me from the hospital, and he told me that the baby was still in intensive care. How long will he be there, do you think?
I don't know. I know this isn't what I imagined. I thought I'd walk in that door with my baby in my arms, and now I don't know if he's going to survive, Mother.
Oh, Tracy, dear. He's a Quartermain. And you know as well as I do, Quartermains are fighters.
He means so much to me.
I know, darling, I know.
It's my last chance, Mother. I want to do it right for Paul.
And what about for you, dear?
I don't know what I'll do if he doesn't make it.
Darling. Oh. Oh, Tracy. Darling. Be quiet.
I object to plaintiff's tactics, Your Honor. Tom Hardy's records regarding his conversation with Monica Quartermain are privileged under the rule of psychiatrist-patient confidentiality. Monica Quartermain was seeing him not in her professional capacity as a doctor, but as a patient. You cannot allow this material to be used as evidence.
Your Honor, we're looking for the truth here, okay? So far, besides the actual surgery...
The least you could do is avoid looking at her.
I think the court has a right to...
Now you're going to tell me who I can and cannot look at?
Well, with regard to Dr. Tom Hardy's testimony...
And who for Mother?
I'm going to delay making a ruling on this until I've had a chance to review the records myself and see which, if any, parts are pertinent and admissible.
I knew something like this would happen. Jessica wants to play dirty pool. I have a big surprise for her, too.
All right, next witness, Miss Holmes.
Yes, Your Honor. Dr. Anthony Jones.
Well, at least Tom is over the hook for the moment. Well, we might be out of the frying pan into the fire. You know something I don't? Well, it depends on how Jessica asked the question, doesn't it?
Dr. Jones, what was David Langton's condition when you first saw him?
He had temporary brain damage,
To be a little more specific?
memory loss, some aphasia,
Some. Small amount? Considerable?
considerable, although he did improve.
Let's move on. Did you ever ask Dr. Cornemane if anything unusual happened during surgery?
Yes.
Fairly standard procedure. I repaired the damage. His heart was beating. I had him off bypass. I was about to remove the cannula, and the aorta ruptured. There's blood everywhere. I repaired the damage.
How long did it take?
Why?
Was it a minute or?
Probably closer to 3 minutes.
The point is, an aorta can sometimes rupture spontaneously, and that's what I assumed had happened.
Can you describe Dr. Cornemane's state of mind during time in question?
Objection, Your Honor. He's being asked to speculate again.
Your Honor, what Dr. Jones observed firsthand about his colleagues is not speculation.
Overruled. Witness will answer the question.
Dr. Cornemane seemed to be upset.
By what?
The patient's condition, and I tried to reassure
No need to elaborate. Have you ever seen Dr. Cornemane in this state of mind before on any other case?
No, but I think any doctor would feel the same way under these circumstances.
How would you describe Dr. Cornemane's treatment to David Langton?
Dedicated, caring, very concerned.
Would you characterize her as saying she was obsessed?
Objection.
Sustained.
Did Dr. Cornemane insist on supervising David Langton's care, even though she was not his primary physician?
I wouldn't characterize it that way.
Did Dr. Cornemane still supervise the case?
Yes.
And Dr. Cornemane's a cardiologist.
Yes.
Well, since David Langton's problem at that point was brain damage, wouldn't it have been more appropriate for David Langton to be under primary care with a neurologist?
I was in frequent contact with the patient and Dr. Cornemane.
Did you have more contact with the patient than Monica Cornemane?
I can't say more.
Did Monica Cornemane see him every day?
To my knowledge, she did.
Did you?
No, there was no need to see the patient on a daily basis.
Well, then how would you know when to see the patient?
When Dr. Cornemane requested it.
When she requested your input on David Langton's neurological problem?
Yes.
Was Dr. Cornemane treating David Langton for a heart problem at the time?
Well, yes, he'd had cardiac surgery. He was in the process of recovering, and he was at the point of physical therapy.
So it would be logical to conclude that David Langton should have been under primary care of a neurologist at this point of time.
Yeah.
Were there any other specialists called in to consult when the patient didn't progress as anticipated?
Yes, there was Dr. Baranski.
Let the record show that Dr. Baranski is a cardiologist on staff at General Hospital. What about a kidney specialist?
No.
Pulmonary specialist?
No.
Were there any other physicians called in for consultation?
No, there was none necessary.
Not necessary. How could you say that when David Langton died of embolism?
Objection. Argumentative.
Sustained.
Did Dr. Cornemane ever mention that she and David Langton had been lovers?
No.
And that she recognized him on the operating table?
No. I mean, this question...
A yes or no answer, please.
No.
Did Dr. Cornemane ever try and hide her past about her relationship with David Langton?
Objection.
And therefore tried to cover up her mistake she made in surgery?
Objection. The witness is being asked to speculate.
Sustained.
No further questions, Your Honor.
So if we can find the cab driver that took Felicia from the airport to the brownstone, I mean, we might find out something, you know?
I think you're right. Remy,
Yeah, I want a list of all the cab companies and shuttle services to the airport, Port Charles. I need that ASAP, please. Thank you. Say something, buddy. And all those cab companies to follow up on and those airport shuttles. You got your work cut out for you.
Hey, Sean, I also asked the airline people to check around, ask around if anyone talked to Felicia when she was on the flight.
You might get lucky.
I think it's also important to note that Felicia took a one-way ticket, you know.
Yeah, obviously she came here to stay for a while, but why?
I don't know, but I'm going to find that out.
I just want you to remember something. You're still unofficial with the PCPD.
Ah, well, maybe not for long. I dropped off those letters of verification when I came in. Got my PI test on Wednesday.
So you might have your license by the end of the week, huh? Good man, good man.
I don't know. I've known Monica Quartermain for years now.
Miss Vining, it's been said that nurses are the best people to ask when you want to find out about a doctor's competency. How would you rate Dr. Quartermain?
She's the best. And she's not only an excellent doctor, but she's a very compassionate person, and she's extremely devoted to her patients.
So you can say Monica Quartermain was always there for David Langton?
Yeah. Yes.
Did Dr. Quartermain see the patient 3 times a day?
Sometimes.
Well, isn't it true that she insisted that no one else see David Langton and that she had to supervise his case every step of the way?
No, not really.
Well, then how do you explain the events that took place February 11th in the hospital cafeteria?
I'm not really sure what events you're referring to.
Well, I'm referring to Dr. Quartermain's displeasure with the staff. Would you like to tell us about it?
Well, I'm going to have to see what I can pick up in Mercy's ER, but pulling 36-hour shifts here, I don't know how I'm going to get by with that.
You don't seem to be doing very much around here, so I don't see why not.
Excuse me?
You were supposed to start work with David Langton today, and you just left the hospital. You didn't tell anybody, and I'm not talking to you, Amy. I'm talking to him. You want me to talk to you? I'd be more than happy to. I'd like to know why you are all standing around here when you're supposed to be on duty.
Well, we're going all this stuff back to the house. Is this in characteristic behavior of Dr. Quartermain?
No, I had never seen her act that way before. But she was very concerned.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Does defense wish to cross-examine?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Vining, would you characterize Dr. Quartermain's treatment of the patient as abnormal?
No. As I said before, she's very caring and she's dedicated to all of her patients.
No further questions.
Court is adjourned until tomorrow morning.
All right.
Well, we must go forward.
Take it easy. We haven't even begun to present our case.
You just listen to your lawyer. He knows what's coming up.
I'm also realistic. What happened today, I think I should just start looking for another job.
How you doing?
About the same as you, I guess.
Could it get any worse?
Tracy, I think that we should do everything we can to try and make things better.
How?
Well, we could start by thinking positively about our little boy.
I've tried. It's too scary.
Listen to me, Tracy. I know that you wanted to hold off on naming him until we knew more. That you were afraid that we would jinx him.
Or something?
Or something. Well, I think differently. Listen to me. Listen. That is our little boy laying in that hospital all by himself in that bed, all alone, with no name and no identity. And I think that if we give him a name and an identity, it will give him a reason to make it something to help him get through this crisis.
I'm sorry. I have been negative, and the truth of the matter is I have every
belief in my heart that he's going to make it. So what would you like to name him?
Don't we have a list?
No. We threw it out. We hated all the names.
Then we'll start from scratch, all right? Come here. Sit down. Come on. Do this with me. Sit down. Careful.
Thank you.
All right. Something that goes well with Hornsby.
Quartermain Hornsby.
Quartermain Hornsby.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Albert is my father's name. I told you that.
Good for your father. All right. Okay, maybe it's a middle name, okay?
All right.
Something a little more poetic to start.
Who's your favorite poet?
Dylan Thomas. Dylan Albert. Dylan Albert.
Dylan with one I and two L's. It's less derivative that way. I like it.
Dylan Albert.
Quartermain Hornsby.
Perfect.
Hey, AJ. What's up? You want to shoot some hoops? Yeah, sure. Give me a minute. Are you looking for something to drink? No. Looking for something to eat. Why don't we ever have any candy around here? Because Mom wants our teeth to be strong and pure, just like her. Well, you get a grip. Mom and Dad have both had affairs. That's why you're here. The thing that worries me more is Mom might be out of her job soon. Why do you say that? Sitting in that courtroom all day makes me say that. Man, I don't know how you can stomach that. I mean, I always thought Mom was a straight shooter. I mean, and nothing could be further from the truth. Welcome to the real world, Jason.
Jason, how'd it go today?
Hi.
Fine.
I wish we could say the same. We had a perfectly horrible day. Did AJ fill you in?
I don't want to hear about it.
Oh, come on, Jason. I'm just trying to
Mom,
make
if you want me to forgive you for not telling me before you told the rest of the world, I can't.
He's just letting off steam.
It goes deeper than that.
AJ, have you been bad-mouthing your mother to Jason?
You know, one day, Dad, you're going to figure out what's going on with your sons. But that day may come too late.
How did it go? Not a good day. Oh.
Anything new with Felicia?
Yes, she had the x-rays you ordered.
Honey, I told BJ we'd be home early, so why don't we just give this to Felicia? We'll say hi and then let's go home.
Great. You know, Nikki has a good lawyer. She made every point.
Yeah, well, it was a disaster.
It wasn't a disaster. It just wasn't that good. Oh.
I'm scared.
No,
If it keeps going like this.
Listen, you need to think about what Stockton said. We haven't presented our defense yet. Now, it is not over by a long shot. Smile for this one.
Hi. Hello. Bobby, Tony, right?
Right. And Mr. Bear is a present for you from our daughter, DJ.
Thank you. That's very cute.
How are you feeling?
I'm bored. I'm really bored. I really am tired of sitting here. And if you don't mind, if you could bend the rules a little bit, I could walk down to the cafeteria and maybe...
No. I don't want you going anywhere till I know there's nothing medically wrong with you. Then you spread your wings.
No, I'm not talking about taking a flight. I just want to walk down to the cafeteria. Have you always been a stinker when it comes to rules?
Were the health of my patients concerned? Absolutely.
Yes, that's right. A woman and a child. Right. According to the airline tickets, they arrived from Dallas-Fort Worth and landed at 8:15 p.m.
Absolutely.
I believe the cab took them straight to the destination.
You want my honest opinion?
Yes?
I don't think Monica has a fighting chance at this point, especially even if Clarence Dare was alive and could come in and do it for her.
Honey, don't you think it's a little early in the game to be judgmental?
We weren't there to hear the witnesses, honey. These were her allies today. It even made me wonder if maybe Monica covered up her affair with Langdon for questionable reasons, I might say.
I have to admit this. Jessica Holmes is one hell of a lawyer. Even our DA doesn't like going up against her.
Well, I can see why. I mean, if I were up on murder charges, that certainly wouldn't hurt defending me.
Better watch my back.
I think you should.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Definitely, Mr. Baker.
Hey, I found a cab company that drove Felicia from the airport.
And the driver?
Gonna meet him in 20 minutes.
All right, way to go.
Maybe we'll find out what caused Felicia's amnesia sooner than we thought.
Let's hope he can tell us something. Come on, baby.
This is Charles Gibson.
And Joan London.
Would your child be better off attending school year-round? Tomorrow, why